Hi there, you guys. Welcome. You guys ready to do some yoga? We are going to use a chair today, and today's chair flow is going to be more upper body focused. Just so you know, neck, shoulders, back, spine. So just keeping that in mind. If you have any limitations in those areas, no problem. I just, as always, encourage you to listen to your body, respect any limitations that you might find today, and do what you can. And know that doing what you can is always enough and it still counts. So I'm so glad you're here. Let's go ahead and start sitting up nice and tall on our chair. So feet flat on the floor, sitting on the edge of our chair if possible. And with our feet on the floor, let's start just by lifting the toes as we inhale. And then exhale, relaxing the toes down. Let's do that a couple more times. Big breath in through the nose, lift the toes, maybe spread them wide. And then exhale, release the toes down. And you might release them down from the outside in. So pinky toe, next toe, middle toe, index toe, big toe. Yeah. Let's do one more just like that. Big breath in, lift the toes, stretch them wide. And then exhale one by one. Outside to inside, we lower the toes down. Amazing, guys. So just a couple more breaths to set the tone in our seat, drawing the belly button in and up towards the spine. And maybe closing the eyes, just sitting up nice and tall. Nothing to see, nothing to follow along with right now. We just want to tune in to ourselves first and foremost, checking in with you today. How are you doing in this moment? How are you feeling in this moment? What kind of day are you in right now? And we can acknowledge all of those things. We can let all of those things, whatever is coming to mind, be absolutely true. We can accept those things. And we also don't have to let those things take over. If we've got, let's say, I don't know, stress, worry, racing thoughts, concern, that's okay. We can still choose to take this time to practice. So it's so good that we're here. You might keep your eyes closed the entire practice. That sometimes feels good. I'll do my best to guide you with my voice, just so you can stay really connected to you throughout this time. Or you can softly blink open the eyes. We're going to start just with some neck rolls. So let's drop our chin to our chest on an exhale. And inhale, start to arc one ear over one shoulder. Doesn't matter which one. Exhaling through center. And then inhale, arc it over to the other side. And we'll just flow like that, a couple rounds on your own. Just feeling your own beautiful breath. We're so lucky to have our breath, man. Like, we don't appreciate often, most of us, how glorious it is to breathe until we get a cold or something happens or our nose is stuffed or we're like, oh, I never appreciated breathing until now. So let's not wait. Let's not wait until it's gone before we appreciate it. Awesome, guys. So coming through center, let's start to take some shoulder circles just to loosen up further through the neck, upper back, shoulders. You can go one at a time, taking them both ways. Awesome. And then from that strong foundation, we're going to rest our right palm down on our thigh and then release our left arm to the earth and just kind of swing it a couple of times. Just gently at first, just kind of loosening up again through that shoulder socket. And then eventually this movement might grow. You might start to swing your arm a little bit with a little more zest, a little bit bigger movement. Yeah, and letting it be natural, letting it be with your breath. And then with a little time and with a little mental imagery, it's like we can completely release every single muscle in the arm. Like like a pendulum, just momentum taking over that whole limb. Fingers softening, wrist softening, forearm, elbow, upper arm, everything loose and soft. Just a few more breaths like this. Yeah, and then we might start to take a bigger movement with that arm. Drawing a whole big circle. Instead of just penduluming, let's inhale, sweep the arm forward, all the way up, and exhale it back behind us. So it's like we're drawing one big circle with the fingertips. And again, this can be at your own pace. Your breath really sets the pace. Exhaling back. That's what feels natural to me. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And remember, if your shoulders are tight or there's an injury in your history, your circles might be itty bitty. You might not be able to reach all the way back, and that's okay. Still counts, doing what we can, right? No matter what is going on or what our parameters are, we can show up and give what we can. Amazing. Last time here, we're going to bring our fingertips to our shoulder now and start to draw some circles with the elbow. Beautiful. Really nice, you guys. Awesome. So go ahead and release that left hand. Bring it onto the left thigh. And we're going to take that series on the other side. So starting by releasing right fingertips to the earth and starting small, just a little gentle sway through that arm. Take some time for our body to respond, right? We can be like, relax, like think those aggressive thoughts to our arm, like forcing it to soften. But I find that anything we have to force too much really doesn't work all that well, or at least not for long. So allowing this to unfold naturally, right? Taking our time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Really, progress and moving forward and opening up, we could say, takes time. So I'm noticing already with a couple of breaths, my right arm is a little looser and softer. And certainly we can bring our attention there. Gently, right? Just gently moving towards relaxing every muscle of that arm. No need to push or beat it up, right? Just thinking about softening the fingertips, the palm, wrist, forearm, elbow. Maybe that swing gets a little bigger. It's about practice, right? We call it a yoga practice and not a yoga perfect for a reason. That's all this is opportunity to practice. So couple more breaths to get that nice swing, feeling loose and free in that right side. Yeah, and then we can use that momentum to start to take some bigger circles. We can inhale the fingertips forward all the way around and back. Taking a few just in your own range of motion at your own pace. Maybe you follow the fingertips with your gaze to continue to stretch through the neck. We didn't do that on the other side because I forgot, but that's okay. You're not going to walk around crooked just because we did it on one side, I can promise you. Someone asked me recently, I'm in a study program of my own. We can go ahead and bring those fingertips to the shoulder now. Start to draw some circles with the elbows. And a question was posed, if you were to pick a word for your year, like one word that sums up your intentions for this year, what would it be? And my word that came to me and that I keep coming back to again and again is the word practice. So you might consider what your word would be. This is maybe a good time to think about it. Awesome, guys. Beautiful. So go ahead and release both hands to the thighs and let's just stretch the wrists a little bit. We can just kind of lift the hands, do some twirly circles through the fingers and wrists, really anything that's feeling pretty good right now. Sometimes it feels nice to like hold your own hand and kind of swirl the wrists around a bit. We might place one palm in front of us, like you're high-fiving me. And then with the other hand, gently pull back on the fingertips. Gently being the operative word. And then we can turn fingertips down and gently pull our fingertips towards us. Lovely. Releasing other side. High five. On the right or whatever side you didn't already do. Gently stretching those fingertips. Remembering the breath, right? That's a practice in itself. Go ahead and flip the fingers down. Remembering to breathe in a yoga class is a practice unto itself because our minds are all over the place. We can release, our minds are everywhere. It is natural for our thoughts to bounce all over and forget about the breath, right? So it is a practice to every time you notice we're forgetting the breath, coming back to it. It's not about perfectly breathing the whole time. It's about the practice of reminding ourselves, oh yeah, I should be taking deep breaths right now. So from here, I'm going to suggest that you pretend your upper arms, like from your elbow to your shoulder, is glued to your rib cage. Okay? So we're not moving really from elbow to shoulder on both sides, hugging in tight. And then we can place one palm on top of the other as if you were like holding something precious in your hands. On an inhale, again, elbows are glued to our side. We're going to go ahead and spread the forearms apart. And then exhale, bring them back together. And it doesn't matter which hand lies on top of the other. Inhale, spread them wide. But it can be kind of fun to practice our attention to do opposite. So left hand on top this time, inhale, open wide. Or to alternate, I should say, right hand on top. Really takes a lot of focus. So especially if our mind is racing or we happen to be feeling a little anxious today, a little scattered, something like this where we really have to pay attention to not only our breath, but the movement of our body can be so grounding. A few more like that, making sure we're still engaging through the belly muscles, sitting up nice and tall. A few more. So really taking time to notice where you feel this, feeling the chest and shoulders every time we open, stretch and expand. I feel it all the way down my spine. Maybe even feeling the abdominals stretch a little bit, our belly muscles. How about 3 more? Big breath in. Exhale, close. Beautiful. Last time. Nice. And then from here, we're going to release both palms on our thighs once again. And then left fingertips will find their way towards the floor. So we're just straightening out that left arm, just like we did when we were penduluming. Only this time we're going to inhale that arm straight forward up to the sky. Exhale, release it down. Awesome. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, releasing down. A few more just like that. I like the word practice, where I find myself coming back to it for a lot of reasons, but one of them is that it gets me out of perfection, right? It's just a reminder. So many of us get stuck in that kind of all or nothing thinking, I call it, right? Where we're either doing things perfectly, whether it's our diet or our exercise or things at work or our home even. We're either cleaning the whole house or we're letting it be a mess, right? We're either all in or all out, or we put so much pressure to be perfect at what we're doing. Awesome. We can go ahead and release left hand to left thigh. Right fingertips come down now. Same thing, other side. Inhaling that arm straight up. Palm faces forward. Exhale to lower it down. And we can follow, again, it's similar focus to really use the whole inhale to bring that arm up, matching the pace of our breath with the pace of our body. Whole exhale to release that arm down. Similarly grounding to pay attention very subtly to all the different sensation and movements. This is why yoga can be so relaxing, right? It's soothing for our mind. It's components like this that make that the case. So maybe experimenting on your own with that. It's not about perfection, right? Perfection is not even real. It's not even something to aspire to, because inevitably, when we get to what we thought perfect was, we just set the bar higher. And really, there's no such thing. Practice is really what it's all about. Practice is what gets us where we want to go. Consistency, right? Amazing. And you can go ahead and release that right palm down. So now we are going to reach both arms up overhead. And I realize you can't really see the tops of my arms, so I'm going to come down just so you can see. We're going to start rope climbing with the arms. So inhaling to stretch one arm up higher, and then the other, almost like you're climbing a rope in gym class. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, though. I just wanted to show you the movement. Inhale to stretch the right fingertips up a bit, stretching through the right side, and then exhale to switch. Beautiful. So I feel this in my side body too, rib cage kind of shifting back and forth, doing our best to keep shoulders relaxed away from our ears. Yeah, and maybe your elbows are super bent. That's okay. Or maybe your hands are in front of you if it's too much to reach all the way up. Making this work for you, right? So yeah, it's about consistent effort, right? If you really think about it, we are the things that we practice every day. Every day, consistently. That is who we become. So let's, from here, release the hands down. And we're going to interlace the fingertips. So threading the fingers together. From here, flipping the palms forward as we press the arms straight. So let's do that again. We're going to inhale to separate the fingers, take the arms wide like you're about to give someone a big hug. And then exhale, hands come together, fingers thread. We flip the palms forward. Maybe even tuck the chin a little bit, rounding through the upper back. Beautiful. So inhale, open wide, maybe even lift the chin. And then exhale to thread the fingers, palms flip forward. I hope you're not hearing my notifications. Sorry about that if you are. It's our fitness challenge. You guys are all blowing me up with what you're doing, so that's awesome. Lovely, guys. All right, so we're going to add on to that a little bit and do just a little bit of a flow. So what it will look like is an inhale to open the arms out to the side, up to the sky. Exhale to bend at the elbows, cactus shape they call it. So like a goalpost. We're going to inhale, open the arms. Exhale, interlace the hands, flip the palms. And then dive forward. So palms toward the floor. Again, we're kind of rounding through the back, maybe tucking the chin. And then inhale, rolling up through the spine. Open the arms wide, all the way up. Exhaling, arms wide. Inhale, threading fingertips. Exhale to flip the palms and dive forward. Pressing to the feet. Inhale, roll all the way up as we spread the arms wide. Inhaling up overhead. Exhale, wide arms. Inhale, thread those fingertips. Exhale, press the palms forward and round, tucking chin to chest. Let's do one more, guys. Inhale, rolling up, long through the spine, open arms wide, all the way up to the sky. Exhale, goalpost. Inhale, wide arms. Exhale, threading fingertips. Inhale, press palms forward. Exhale, diving forward. Lovely. Inhale to roll up. Amazing. All right, grand finale. This is our last little bit of effort. So stay with me. We're going to walk the feet wide. So starting to open up through the pelvis and hips. Taking a peek down, make sure that your heels are under your knees. And that the toes are in line with the knees as well. So instead of pigeon toeing in, we want your big and second toe to be right in the same diagonal line as your knees. And that is simply to protect your joints. So from here, bringing the hands to the thighs, we're just going to start to slide one palm down towards the knee, leaning to one side, inhaling up and exhale to switch directions. So we're just kind of slinking side to side, and you can find your own breath rhythm that works best for you. There's not really a wrong way to do this. It should hopefully feel pretty good. Like I'm getting a nice stretch in both sides of my body here. You can do whatever feels nice to your head and neck, letting it be kind of loose and free to twist and turn. And if you bring a little pressure into your palm, you can even give yourself a little thigh massage here. Like, why not, right? You're just at home. I'm at home. They're your thighs. Who says you can't rub your muscles if you want to, right? It only enhances the experience. And like, you deserve it, right? We should love our own body. If you are practicing, oh my goodness, if you are practicing every single day, showing your body love and care, even with your thoughts, even with how you think about your body, what would that do for you? Like, how would your life transform? If you're already doing that, I'm so glad, because I feel like the majority of us are not very kind and loving towards our bodies, especially, ironically, when we're working on health goals. That is when we're toughest on ourselves sometimes. All right, so growing this movement a little bit, let's meet up on the left side. Let's slide that left palm down towards the knee. And that might be where you stay. For some of us, it's comfortable to lower that whole elbow down so we can get a little bit deeper in this opening. And then let's bring our right fingertips behind our head. So elbow to the sky, elbows bent. And it's almost like you can lean your head back into that right hand as we breathe into the right side body. So you might notice this is a pretty big, intense stretch for the right side. Maybe close the eyes here. Find some big, juicy breaths. So if we practice, right, every day, speaking kindly to ourselves, we might not get it right every second, right, every time. But in general, if that's what we're practicing, over time, we become kinder to ourselves. We become more self-compassionate, less critical. It takes practice and consistency. Beautiful. How about one more big breath in? Maybe tip a little bit further back. And then exhale, release it down. Ooh. Oh yeah. You ready for the other side? So we'll start just sliding the right palm down. That might be where you stay. Maybe you bring the forearm or elbow down as we reach that left elbow up to the sky, cradling our head in our palm as we tilt it back. Same with our eating habits, right? If in general, every day you are practicing making healthy choices with your diet, and again, it's practice, right? Not getting it perfectly healthy 100% of the time. But in general, if that's what we're practicing, we become a healthy eater over time. It doesn't happen overnight. If we practice physical fitness every day or movement or on a regular basis, we become a physically fit person. What are you practicing every single day? What kinds of actions and behaviors and thoughts are you practicing every day? What do you need to be practicing every day to get where you want to go and to be the kind of person that you want to be? Beautiful, you guys. Amazing work. Last move. Are you ready? We're going to interlace our hands behind our head, elbows wide, leaning back into our hands. Should feel like a nice big chest opener, shoulder opener. So bringing awareness to our belly, those belly muscles, belly button draws in and up as we get long through the spine. Exhale, we're going to squeeze our elbows together as we tuck and round our chin towards our belly button. Oh my gosh, it's a seated crunch. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, little seated crunch. Squeeze the belly muscles. And it's okay if your elbows don't touch or come all the way together, or if they're nowhere near together. If they just close a little bit, totally fine. Because really we're working the belly. And you might, if this feels pretty accessible to you, pretty easy, you might try to close the legs too. And then open the knees. Exhale, squeezing everything in. Inhale, open wide. Let's do 3 more. I just know you guys are doing amazing at home. 1, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open up. 2, big squeeze. Inhale, open. Last one. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open everything up. You can release the arms. Go ahead and lean back in your chair. Maybe stretch out the feet in front of you. Give the legs a little kick. And let's rest for a moment together, you guys. Let's find a comfy way to situate on your chair. Or maybe you lay all the way down and we're just going to rest. So forgetting everything I just said about engaging your belly or, sitting up nice and tall, all those cues, just let them go. Just let your body rest and melt into the chair beneath you. We can release any control we had over our breathing. No need to remember that right now. Just letting the breath return to natural rhythm. Relaxing at the top of our head, forehead, temples, eyebrows, space between your eyebrows. Relaxing the eyes, letting them soften and sink back into their sockets. Relaxing the cheeks, chin, jaw, throat, back of the neck. Softening the shoulders now. They sink and settle, melt. Chest softens and melts. Belly softens and melts. Hips get heavy. Sit bones getting heavy. Thighs melting, relaxing. Knees. Shins softening completely. Feet softening completely. Top of the foot, sole of the foot, each toe. Let's take a moment to check back in with ourselves, just like we did in the beginning, noticing how we're feeling now after we took just a little bit of time for ourselves. How are our thoughts? How's our energy? How do we want to approach whatever is coming next, whatever our day has in store for us next, even if it's just going right to sleep? And when you're ready, you can gently blink open your eyes. Or feel free to stay resting as long as you need to. But I want to thank you guys so much, as always, for taking this time to practice with me. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to share with you. So namaste, everybody.